Welcome back to a new episode of Mastering Programming. In today's episode, we'll be going over these two questions which have been shown in multiple programming exams. Now, I personally went through one of these questions, which was question 1. Let's start ahead and read the actual question. It says, you're asked to create a Python function with one input and one output. The name of the function must be called triple. The input x must be a variable of type float. The output of the function is a float whose value is 3 times that of x. If input is 2, then output is 6. Now I already created a function and called it triple just like they told us here. And next we'll be creating the input and store it in an object called x. So let's go ahead and say, define that. Let's say x is equal to input. And inside of here, I'm going to say insert x. Now, as you know, if we run this right now, x will store a string. And that's because input always accepts user input as a string. So all we need to do is simply come here and say float, navigate to the end and also put a bracket. And now anything the user is going to insert is going to be stored inside a float, which is exactly what we want. Next, I will be creating the output, which will be multiplied by x to give it a 3 times whatever the user inputs. Let's go ahead and simply say print x times 3. And now let's run this and see what will happen. Let's say, oh, sorry. So we actually forgot to call the function. And to call it, all we need to do is say triple. And let's go ahead and run this. And it says insert x. Let's go ahead and put 2. And as you can see, the output is 3 times that of the value of our input. Let's go ahead and try a different example. Let's go ahead and say 10. And as you can see, we get a value or an output of 30, which is 3 times that of our input. So that's actually it for question 1. And next we will be doing question 2. So I went and already started and I created a function called cube. And now we're going to try get an input and get the cube of that input. So let's go and type in x and we're going to ask for input. Inside of here, we're going to say insert number, just like this. Now, right now, it's being stored as a string. So all I'm going to do is say float and come here and make sure I actually wrap the input inside of it. And now the input of the user is going to be stored as a float and not a string. Next, all we need to do is get the cube of whatever the user has inserted. So if we have 3 as the input, all we're going to have is 27. Now, all we need to do is come here and let's say print x times x times x. Now let's go ahead and try this out. Let's simply, let's call it first. Let's say cube and let's run this. So we're being asked to insert a number and I'm going to put 3 and our output is 27, which is a cube of 3. Let's go ahead and try something else. So let's try 2 and we get 8, and that's because 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 8, and that is the cube of 2. So that was actually it for this episode. It was a quick one, but a very important one because I know this can be really hard. And I know it's hard because I was actually in the exact same position as you when this felt like it was the hardest thing ever. But keep trying, keep watching videos and understanding programming, and you will get there. Good luck on your exams and have a good day.